At the master suite, Reed said, "How nice it is to have a social gathering in such a private setting. His Grace must be very generous when it comes to granting his fiancée's requests." Claudine laughed nervously. "Are you drunk? We're not engaged yet. I'm embarrassed to hear you say that." "Please stop calling me that," someone chimed in. "What does it matter? It's the truth, isn't it? Everyone here knows Claudine is going to become the next Duchess." Claudine's smile tightened. "It looks like we've all had a little too much to drink. Shall we get going?" "No, let's stay," someone replied. "We've only just sat down. I apologize if you were offended. Please forgive us, Duchess." Reed gestured toward a peculiar item nearby. "By the way, what is that? A birdcage? Rather shocking. What a strange new hobby. What is this, Your Grace?" The Duke answered casually, "I thought I'd keep one as a pet." "You all keep birds, don't you? Are you going to raise it only to shoot it?" someone said, half joking, half disturbed. "I can very much see that happening." "Oh dear, poor thing. It has no idea what kind of man the Duke is. Imagine, a bird entrusting its life to the master hunter of birds. Foolish, or pitiful? What do you think, Claudine?" Claudine said softly, "Perhaps it is both. I see it's the same one you brought from the conservatory not long ago. Have you named it?" "If you haven't," she added, "then I'd like to." The Duke replied, "It's not worth your effort, my lady. It's only a bird after all." Claudine's expression hardened. "As I thought. A foolish and pitiful bird. To think it loves a hunter who won't even name it." Layla, dreaming, "I don't think you would do such a thing. And why is that? That would be cruel, Your Grace. It took a lot of courage for me to go there." The Duke's manager entered, breaking the moment. "There's an urgent telegram for you, sir. You should see to it right away." The Duke gave Layla a cold nod, almost like a dismissal. She had to leave before she could ask more about the glasses, but she knew now it was definitely the Duke who had taken them, not a crow. Why would he do that? He likes shiny things, like a crow? Layla woke with a start, the dream lingering. "Oh no, what should I do now? How many times must I go back before he gives them back?" She clenched her fists. "But I can't just sit around doing nothing." She reasoned quickly. "It's likely the glasses are still somewhere in the guest house. I doubt he brought them back to the mansion. By luck or fate, tonight happened to be the Hart family's dinner party. Everyone, including the Duke, would be drinking well into the early hours. It was nearly midnight. No one will be visiting the remote guest house at this hour. If I hurry, I can get there and back unnoticed." A plan formed. Layla, channeling the cleverness of her favorite mystery novel detective, whispered, "Let's go." The moon was bright, perfect for sneaking through the estate grounds. "They're my glasses, after all." Meanwhile, the Duke was thinking, "The trap is set. Now, I just wait." Layla understood what I meant. I saw it in her eyes. Even if she didn't understand it herself yet, she's persistent. She'd search every crow's nest if it meant getting them back. She won't give up. Not this time. But what am I trying to catch with this bait? I don't know. Still, I'm not anxious. I'll find out when she arrives. Layla slipped inside, not through the front door, which was left open, but through the window. The Duke lay on the sofa, quietly amused. I left the front door open to make it easy for her. But she came in through the window. Of course she did. She always catches me off guard. Layla stumbled in the dark. I can't see very well. She's going through the first drawer. Bold, but pointless, the Duke mused. She won't find anything there. "They're not here," Layla muttered. "Where could they be? So, what am I trying to catch with this bait?" Then, he stepped forward and spoke. "Looking for these." Layla froze. She turned, shocked. "Your Grace? But, I thought you were at the party." "Never mind, what should I do now?" "I'm sorry," she said quickly. "I didn't think you'd be here. I truly am sorry." "And if I wasn't here," the Duke replied, "would it have been acceptable for you to barge in like a thief?" "No, I only came to find my glasses. The ones Your Grace hid from me." She's trembling, he thought. Acting bold, but so easily frightened. She saw him move and panicked. Where is he going? He's not going to throw them into the river like he did with my hat, is he? "No, you can't," she cried, running to him. "Please, give them back, Your Grace. Those glasses, they're important to me. In the rush, her dupatta slipped from her shoulders. She gasped. He said softly, "Layla, don't you think you're overreacting? You've seen every inch of my body before." Vivid memories of that traumatic moment surged back. "That wasn't my fault," she whispered. "I didn't want to see you. I just stumbled in by accident. And Duke said I wanted to see you, just now." "Calm. Stay calm," she told herself. "This isn't a good position to be in. He could accuse me of theft, throw the glasses into the river. I didn't mean it like that. I apologize." "Your Grace, why are you acting like a lady all of a sudden?" he asked. "I thought you weren't one." "Because whatever I may be, Your Grace is a gentleman." "Who knows, Layla? I may not be a gentleman after all." "No, Your Grace is definitely a gentleman. The best gentleman in all of Karkspar." "Is that so? That's a rather high assessment." "Assessment? How could I dare assess Your Grace? That would be ridiculous. Everyone who knows you thinks the same." "Of course they do. But don't you think a little differently?" "No. How could I?" "Tonight?" Layla sold her soul for a pair of glasses. "So, please," she pleaded, "give them back. I worked hard to buy them. They're very important to me. I'm sorry I came without permission, but I had to find them." The Duke looked down at her and said, "Layla, look up." "I beg your pardon," she said. He held the glasses loosely in his hand, gazing at them. "I think I understand this emotion now," he thought. "I desire this woman Layla, who has grown into such a beautiful woman, but I also understand how this will end. This desire is fleeting. We will pass. It worth leaving a blemish on my life to fulfill it? Is Layla worth that much? No, and if that's the case, the answer is clear." "You can go," he said. Layla turned and began walking home, her thoughts a fog. "How exactly did I get home?" she wondered. "I remember saying goodbye, walking through the woods. But everything else is a blur. All I remember clearly are his eyes, blue, deep, still as the river that swallowed me up. The heat of his hands, his fingers brushing my lips, the breath caught in my throat, being held there, and then pain, shame. Why did he? I don't understand. I really don't. I never want to see him again." Layla, who used to help Uncle Bill in the gardens every day, hadn't been seen since the night she came searching for her glasses. That night, while I held Layla there, I thought long and hard about what I felt for her. After wrestling with that hollow, inevitable conclusion, I let her go. My desire was still within the limits of my control. I chose not to act on it, but she ran from me as though I hadn't let her go. "Your Grace, the preparations for the hunt are complete," the manager reported. "Going to get the laundry?" Kyle asked Layla. "Let me help you." "Thanks," she said. For 10 days, she'd done nothing but avoid the Duke. "Want to go for a walk after this?" Kyle offered. "Down to the riverbank? Your favorite tree? A walk?" She hesitated. "Maybe next time. I've got a lot of work today." Not only had she stayed away from the river, she'd barely stepped outside. "What's going on?" Kyle wondered. "You're acting weird. Don't you think you've been cooped up at home too long? You found your glasses. I figured you'd be out and about again, but you're doing the opposite." "Oh, I haven't set foot in the woods either," she said. "Then why aren't you wearing your glasses?" "I might lose them again. I only wear them when reading now." She only went into the gardens when the Duke was away and always fled when he returned. "As long as I can avoid him, I will," she thought. "I just have to survive until summer ends." "They're out on a hunt again," Kyle said. "Looks amazing." Layla thought, when summer ends and fall comes, he'll be engaged to Lady Claudine and leave for the capital. I just need to get through this season. "Layla, are you sad? Want to come over to my place?" "No, I'm all right. It'll be over by the evening. Let's go inside. Let me carry that." "Are you sure you're okay?" "Yes, I'm fine." Once he's gone, peace will return to the forest of Arvis, Layla told herself. All this chaos will end. "I'll go into the woods tonight. There will be so many poor birds to bury." "I'll go for a stroll," the Duke said. "Take the guests back without me." "Understood, Your Grace." The moment when you hit your target, that's always an exhilarating feeling, he thought. The hunt was pleasant, but still, something's missing. Must be that one bird. The one that keeps flying away from me. Layla stepped into the woods. She saw more victims of the hunt than usual. Dead birds lay every few steps. She buried them year after year, but never this many. I hate this. I hate being so heartless. Something isn't right. I'll bury this one, then head home. And then she saw him. Keep going, Layla, the Duke said. Finish your task. Could he have done this on purpose? Killed these birds, knowing I'd come to bury them? She wondered. That red thread, it's the same I tied around the plover chicks at the Schulter River last spring. They returned home from their southern migration, only to die for this man's amusement. Did you tie that thread? He asked. Yes, she said. Why? To recognize them. They were migratory. I wanted to know which ones came back, but this isn't the homecoming I imagined. You look scornful, but I don't see the problem. I hunted on my estate, on my land, but the birds don't know that, Your Grace, to them. This is just the forest where they were born, a place they returned to after all their travels, and I'm to consider the feelings of birds? No, exactly. But must they be hunted so violently? Layla thought, saying this took more courage than stepping on that train as a child, clutching only an address on paper. You seem to know how birds feel, he said. Do you want them hunted kindly? A pause. I'm sorry. That was presumptuous. Forgive me. Why do you care about birds so much? It wouldn't interest you, Your Grace. I'll take my leave now. As she turned to go, he raised his rifle and took aim at another bird. What a shame, Layla, he said. Looks like you've still got work to do. She turned, voice tight. Please? If I've wronged you, just tell me. Wronged me? Yes, tell me what I've done to deserve this punishment. Punishment? I've never punished you. I'm merely doing my work, as are you. Though Layla wronging me. Perhaps. He paused. Why do you love birds so much? Layla said, because they've always been there. Growing up, I hate wandering from place to palace, but birds were everywhere, always nearby. Even the ones that left with the seasons would return if you waited. There was never a season without birds. Never a place entirely without them. I liked that idea, that the most beautiful, freest creatures in the world were always by my side. Though I'm sure that means nothing to Your Grace. Are you going to hunt like that again? He replied, if need be. Layla, I want everything in my world to stay in its place. Everything should be where it belongs with no hiding or running away. She asked, what do you mean by that? He said. Stay in your place, she said. And what exactly is the place I should be staying in, Your Grace? He smiled faintly. Have a good think, she said. Your Grace, he replied, who knows if you find the answer, perhaps I'll treat you more kindly from now on. There was nothing in particular that the Duke wanted from Layla, but still, she should know her place, where she belonged, a woodland orphan, a curious student, a future teacher once she finishes school, and where she belongs just as his world has always ordered it. He was born into a world ruled by perfect order, and he quickly became its master. Everything was structured, simple, and clear. To live well was to faithfully fulfill the roles and expectations assigned to you, to him. That was not a difficult task and, if anything, a slightly boring one. To his grandmother and mother, he was an heir to be proud of. To the servants, a generous master on the battlefield, a brilliant soldier. To the board of directors, a competent businessman. The Duke was always something to someone, always willing to fulfill his roles, and those who met him always acted their part in return. Within those boundaries, only restrained emotions were exchanged. That was the world the Duke had seen, heard, and learned from. But to the lowly orphan girl from the woods, the Duke was nothing. He played no role in her eyes, and for the first time in his life, he found himself not being anything to someone. It was strange, but he didn't mind it. If anything, her uncontained emotions entertained him, like the thrill of shooting a bird in mid-flight with a single bullet. Above all, he liked to see Layla cry. He thought she was beautiful when she cried so much so that he wanted to make her cry again. Lady Claudine called. Duke, he answered. Yes, my lady, she said. Did you enjoy your stroll? I've been waiting for you. I hear today's hunt went swimmingly. It's all anyone has talked about since they returned. Of course, it will make things difficult for me if hunting is the only topic of conversation tonight, he replied. You should come with us next time, she said. Thank you for the offer, but I must decline. The sight of blood might make me faint in front of everyone. More importantly, I was thinking of throwing a party of my own at Arvis soon, a rehearsal of sorts. Your mother suggested I try my hand at hosting, since I'll be the one receiving guests after we're married. She's so considerate and kind. Since this will be my first party, I'd like to invite everyone on my list. Would that be all right with you, Your Grace? He said. As you wish, my lady. The next morning, after the short summer night, the Duke thought to himself that perhaps next time, it wouldn't be so bad to carry out a gentler hunt. Layla was in the rose garden, right where she belonged, helping the gardener with his work. The Duke said, "There, you see, it's easy, Layla." Layla said, "I've brought you the flowers, my lady." Claudine said, "Thank you, Layla. Please leave them there." Layla asked, "Unless there's more for me to do, I'll take my leave." Claudine said, "Layla, could you also bring me some red roses? One bouquet will do." Layla said, "Yes, my lady." Nearby, a few noble ladies whispered. One said, "That girl, she acts very polite, but isn't her manner oddly arrogant?" Another said, "I agree. Her gaze is like someone who doesn't know her place. I dislike her." Claudine said, "Don't be so hard on her. Layla is a poor little thing, of course. I've always known she had those shortcomings. But let us be kind." The First Lady said, "You're far too generous with your servants. You'd better learn to educate the likes of her before you become mistress of Arvis." Their comments weren't entirely unreasonable. Layla's attitude could easily be mistaken for arrogance, but the truth was, her docility stemmed from total indifference. Even the daughters of the aristocracy scrambled to befriend Claudine, but Layla? She had never looked pleased or honored, even when granted the privilege of her company. Far from trying to impress, Layla merely endured it all in silence. That such emotions could be stirred by an orphan like Layla, Claudine couldn't help but notice it. Layla returned, "My lady, I've brought the roses you asked for. Will this be enough?" Claudine said, "Yes. That will do, Layla." Then Claudine added, "Today, I plan to give Layla another small gift. I want to give that poor orphan child proud as a princess an unforgettable present. Surely she can't remain indifferent to a gold coin." Layla asked, "My lady, what is this?" Claudine smiled, "It's an invitation, Layla." The other ladies gasped. "You're inviting her, Claudine?" Layla said, "Why are you giving this to me?" Claudine replied, "Consider it my graduation gift to you, a fond memory you'll carry with you. Both Dowager Herhart and Lady Herhart have already given me their permission. It would mean the world if you came, Layla. I trust you won't turn me down."